The Commodore Omega was first released in 1986 in the form of the A1000. Requiring a kickstart disc to make it run, it cost $1,285, or roughly £1,000 at the time, meaning it was a child's toy that was pretty expensive. It was then followed by the more pocket-friendly A500 in 1987. Retailing at £399, it included kickstart ROMs which negated the use of the kickstart discs to make it run, and it became Commodore's most successful model, having sold some 4 million units, and it came bundled in a variety of packs, including the Batman pack and Cartoon Classics. Over the course of the A500's life, it would see a huge catalogue of games created for it, with some that would go down as all-time classics and some that weren't. From everything ranging from arcade conversions to original and bedroom-coded public domain games, there's no shortage of something to play, especially with games like the Chaos Engine, Sensible Soccer, Turrican, Kickoff, PGA Tour Golf, Theme Park and Syndicate, to name a few. Now, rummaging around in my favourite games, here's just 5 that I want to share in this video, with one game having a so bad it's good quality to me that I can't stop playing it. Welcome to another USR1 retro video, and here is just 5 of my favourite Amiga games. Playing alone or with a friend, Alcatraz sees you both as special operatives Fist and Stone, who have been tasked to infiltrate the disused island prison and arrest known drug dealer and gun runner Miguel Tardier, who has taken it over. Along the way you have to find evidence of his dealings and destroy all of his stock before finding the man himself and arresting him, all within a tight 2-hour time limit. Failure means the waiting helicopter will take off and it'll leave you behind, failing your mission. Now, during the mission, his minions will drop weapons when they're dispatched with, allowing you to pick them up and use them yourself. Selecting them means hiding in the shadows, and this also means that you will not be seen by the patrolling enemies. It's a great stealth element and it's implemented brilliantly. The game is sometimes also known as a spiritual sequel to the 1986 game Hostages, but with the tactical sequences taken out and with the focus purely on the action. It also has indoor sequences, which are a precursor to the first-person shooter, or can be associated with the dungeon crawler genre, with you bursting into rooms and dispatching anyone inside them while looking for the items critical to your mission. It's also like an early 90s action movie, and in all fairness, when you watch the film The Rock, it does feel like the game did influence it in some way. Now, I discovered this game through the Home Computer Club here in the UK, and it's been a game that I have championed for years, as I feel it's one that's been overlooked, but I do feel that it's well worth your time to play. It's got buckets of atmosphere, and it still plays very well, even to this day. Version of the Mega Drive game of the same name, the aim of Road Rash is to grace, punch, kick and bash any of your other competitors on your quest for first place. The game takes place over a total of 5 races, and once that's done with, you have to race them all over again, but this time the other riders are much faster, which means you have to upgrade your bike to keep up with them. As the races go on, the other riders sometimes have weapons, which you can steal for yourself. However, you have to be warned that they can also be stolen off you as well. There are road hazards such as cows, road signs, other road users, dips and hills, barriers and cross traffic, all waiting to keep you from that coveted first place on the podium and that first place prize of $750. Although the game doesn't feel as polished as the Mega Drive original, it's still damn good fun to play, especially with all the controls condensed into a 1-button control pad method instead of a 3-button control pad. There is also still the satisfaction of knocking an opponent off of his bike or into the path of an oncoming car. In this respect, the rules of the game really are anything goes. Couple that with the fact that you come across police on bikes as well, which means you can also take them out, but that makes them even more determined to get you later on. It must be said, it is a shame that the second game wasn't converted as well, as that game is much better than the original, or even that the spiritual sequel of Skitchin was converted, as that was tons of fun to play and even introduced new weapons. But, as it stands, Road Rash is a great conversion of the all-time Mega Drive classic. The movie Cliffhanger was released in 1993 and was a cracking movie all round. Starring Sylvester Stallone, Michael Rooker and a scenery-chewing John Lithgow, the story centres around two mountain rescue climbers, Gabe Walker and Hal Tucker, played by Stallone and Rooker respectively, who try to rescue a group of stranded hikers. However, when they find them, they find it was actually a ruse for Lithgow and his group of thieves, who have stolen $100 million from a treasury jet which got destroyed, and the cases containing the money got lost on the snowy mountains. Walker manages to get away, and tries to find the rest of the money before the thieves can, so he can use it as a ransom for his buddy Hal. The movie was a box office hit, grossing $255 million on a $70 million budget, and it was inevitable that a game would be made based on the film. One version was made for the Super Nintendo, Sega Mega Drive and Sega CD, and one for the NES, Sega Game Gear, Nintendo Game Boy, and a version for the Commodore Omega. However, the Amiga version wouldn't be based on the SNES Sega Mega Drive version, and no one knew how terrible it would be. The graphics aren't indicative of what the Amiga is capable of, the controls are awful, you even have to fight hawks and wolves, the music doesn't even sound like the amazing score from Trevor Jones, and the gameplay just pure sucks with added pixel perfect jumps. But why is it on this list if it's terrible? Well, for all its crapness and the fact that you have to restart at the beginning of the level when you die, I can't help but get enjoyment out of it. There's a so bad it's good quality about it to me, and I can't help but get a small amount of satisfaction from landing a pixel perfect jump or even completing a level. Plus there's a small amount of hilarity to be had when you're told during a cutscene by Quaylen, "We've lost $100 million, help us to find it or you'll be sorry." It's a bit like a bully in the playground saying, "Give me your dinner money or you'll be sorry." It's actually unintentionally hilarious. Everybody knows the story of the movie Terminator 2. Basically, a T-1000 is sent back in time to kill John Connor, with a reprogrammed T-101, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, gets sent back to be his protector. It's a nice little twist on the original movie. And with that, everybody knows the story of the arcade game. It's a light gun shooter that's atmospheric and throws everything at you in a bid to win more 10p coins from your fluff-filled pockets. Basically, in reality, a reskinned version of Operation Wolf, T2 Arcade sees you as the reprogrammed Terminator helping the Resistance in the future. The first few levels see you fighting against the Metal Menace, eventually trying to get to and destroy Skynet in the process. Eventually, after a couple of levels, you get the news that the T-1000 has been sent back to 1994 and attempts to kill the future leader of the Resistance, John Connor, just like in the movie. You then have to fight to get to the time displacement device and get sent through after the Liquid Menace. The game then follows on from said film, with action sequences like shooting a helicopter following the stolen SWAT truck. The Amiga version is graphically scaled back somewhat from the arcade original, though it still plays pretty well. The bonus is that you can use the mouse to control the crosshair, though it does still sometimes get lost in all the action, but it doesn't stop you enjoying the game. The music is faithfully arcade, though there isn't really any sound effects during the game, but it doesn't detract from the enjoyment. And the gameplay still has the rip-roaring pace. Even if there aren't as many enemies on screen at once, it still throws a good few at you. And it's still much better than the other Terminator 2 game on the Amiga, which is okay at best, but it could have been so much better. Though the level in Terminator 2 Arcade where you have to protect the truck with John Connor driving is still a bit of a bastard, the game is still fun, as I say. Plus you still get to shoot the heads of the T-101s, which is worth the price of admission alone. And so here we are, the final game on the list, and it's a game I've been after for many years after playing the demo version on an Amiga Power cover disc. Released in 1994, Kid Chaos was like the Amiga's answer to Sonic the Hedgehog. Being kidnapped by scientists from the 21st century and dressed like a modern teenager and given a buzz cut, Chaos sets out to free himself from the scientist Dome Labs, find the time machine and get back home. To do this, he has to destroy a percentage of the power source, which is hidden in the background. Destroy enough, and the exit to the level opens. Along the way you have to collect apple halves, and every so often you'll find checkpoints in case you die, and panel items with bonus items like health and diamonds adds to your score. Published by Ocean and made by Magnetic Fields, who created the much critically acclaimed Lotus trilogy on the Commodore Omega, the game is pretty much Sonic in all but name. When you jump, you spin head over heels in the air. While walking, if you gain enough speed, you can activate a spin attack which takes out the enemies. The landscape slopes, goes underground for hidden areas, and you even have springs to jump on to get you all higher. All you need to do is replace some of the items and the sprites, and hey presto, you've got Sonic the Hedgehog, all on the Amiga. However, that being said, it's executed rather well for a Sonic clone, and it plays pretty damn good. The graphics are nicely detailed and the game has a bit of speed to it, and all in all it's damn good fun. However, having said that, some of the colours do look a bit drab, and it makes the graphics seem a bit more duller than they are. And although it's a minor gripe, don't let it put you off giving it a bash. As a side note, the fire button can be configured to either be your jump button or to activate your spin attack along the ground. And although the game doesn't go for less than 35 quid on eBay, it's still worth checking out if you can find a cheaper disc-only copy. Well, that's just 5. I'll be back soon with another 5 sometime soon. In the meantime, let me and others know your 5 favourites in the comments below. This has been USR1 Retro. Thank you for watching.